In Roman times, people would go to great coliseums to watch the gladiators battle it out. It's now the final race in the BRSCC Mazda MX-5 Championship, and the battle is continuing between Sam Smith and Will Blackwell Chambers. Only one of them can be crowned champion. Let battle commence. Jake, it's over to you to take us through all of the action.
Thanks, Lloyd, and we couldn't have picked two better gladiators to fight it out for the title. It's John Langridge and Oliver Allwood on the front row of the grid from Sam Smith and Ben Short. Brian Trott is beside Will Blackwell Chambers, Jason Greatrex and Stephen Foden on row 4, with Martin Tolley and Ben Hansey rounding out the top 10. Jack Brewer is alongside Adam Craig, then Marcus Bailey lines up beside Adrian Burge. Clive Chisnell is beside Scott Leach, Matt Pollard and Sebastian Fisher, Charlie Burge and Jack Moody round out the top 20. Nick Ledoyen is beside Charlie Rawls, Oliver Graham lines up beside Raval Dragic, then it's Tom Jenkins and Charles Muggleston, Mike Comber, Eric Blixt, Josh Brent, Bryn Griffiths and Jake Stiles. This is going to be a really exciting end to the season. The person who beats the other in the fight between Sam Smith and Will Blackwell Chambers is effectively going to be champion. But Blackwell Chambers needs to pick up a few more points on Sam Smith based on the first two races. Smith has beaten him in both. If he does it again, he's the champion. Away we go. Smith and Blackwell Chambers both slot in behind John Langridge. Ben Short's got a flyer to the far side, so he might get a couple of places round the outside line. But the two championship rivals are battling for third position. As up the inside, Sam Smith's going to try and take on Ben Short. As they come off the turn, John Langridge holds the lead through the first corner. Who's in second? Is it Smith or is it Short? They're side by side. Blackwell Chambers tucked in behind them in fourth. We're on board with Clive Chisnell in the mid-pack as they drop their way through the Craner curves. To our right-hand side, trying to squeeze in, that is the fast-starting Oliver Graham, who has charged his way forward. As they go into the old hairpin, it is Smith in second from Short and Blackwell Chambers. So far, so good for Sam Smith. He is currently in championship winning position, but we'll get to the nitty-gritty of the championship points later in the race. We just want to sit back and enjoy a thriller. The last one of the season from the A group of the Mazda MX-5 Championship from the British Racing and Sports Car Club. Up the hill, up towards Coppice. This is a very good start to the race already, as all the main protagonists are up at the sharp end and they're all battling away. Good move there by Sebastian Fisher, who got at the inside of Scott Leach at the last possible minute at Coppice and has made up a place. John Langridge makes his way down to the chicane for the first time. Sam Smith in second position. He's already trying to work with Langridge to get away from his teammate and championship rival, Will Blackwell Chambers, who is tucked up behind a very feisty Ben Short. Short is now going to get onto the back of Sam Smith. He's going to try and tag him. There's a spin out of the final turn. That is Adrian Burge. Burge has spun out of the final turn and it's caused pandemonium. Chisnell's gone around as well. There's absolute carnage as cars are going everywhere. Rafael Dragic and Eric Blixt both trying to avoid the mayhem. But up at the front, it is John Langridge who leads the way here from Ben Short, who is now in second position. He has got past Sam Smith and he's backed Smith, the championship leader, into Will Blackwell Chambers again. Now, Sam Smith did complain that there were some problems with the car at the end of race 2. They seem to have got on top of it, but he's got to stay focused and he's got to stay hungry here in front of Blackwell Chambers in fourth position. Fifth is Oliver Allwood. So they come through up to Schwantz. Steve Foden is there in sixth position. Good run thus far from Foden. Then it is Tolley and Trott in 7th and 8th position. So what's happened to Jason Greatrex? He's in there in front of not Stephen Foden, that's Foden in the back there. So who's Jason Greatrex currently battling away with? Oh, he's on his own at the moment, just a few car lengths back, as John Langridge has got a bit of a duel on his hands here for the lead of the race. That is Ben Short, and he's not in the title fight. He's not going to wait around. Nudge. Will we go for the move on the inside? Not going to happen. Here comes Allwood on the inside of Blackwell Chambers, though. That has sent Will Blackwell Chambers' heart aflutter for all the wrong reasons. He did not want to lose another position. It's all Heartbreak Hotel at the moment for Will Blackwell Chambers, as Sam Smith is a few car lengths up the road and in third position. John Langridge hangs on to the inside line, stopping Ben Short, taking the lead of the race. Sam Smith still there in third position. So far, so good. Don't think about the championship, just focus on the race. At the moment, the pace is there, and he can just continue on in good style. John Langridge still hangs on to the lead of the race. Ben Short second, a big puff of smoke from Sam Smith every time he comes through that left-hander at the Craner curves, and I think it's as a result of his earlier damage. Oh, Ben Short gets a good run off the old hairpin, but he might not have enough space to get onto the inside of John Langridge. There was a little bit of a rub between them, but just about getting away with that. Ben Short tries again. He's a hard racer. He's no nonsense, but he's firm and fair throughout. Ben Short on the back of Langridge. Here he goes again. You can never rule Ben Short out of a race victory opportunity. He's going to try every trick in the book. Langridge goes a little bit wide through Coppice. Here comes Short. Sam Smith's going to work with him. He wants to move up the order and away from Blackwell Chambers, so they both could end up sweeping past John Langridge just on pure momentum. Short's to the inside. Smith is to the inside as well. Langridge is not a dirty driver. He's not going to get in the way, but I think they're both going to get past. They do indeed. Short is now your leader. Smith in second. Langridge in third for now. He's got a chance of getting himself back up to the top three. You can imagine, to the victory, I should say. You can imagine he's going to. Smith puts his fist in the air to his mechanic and said, look, I'm in second. Here we go. So far, so good. Up the inside comes Langridge. It's a late lunge on Smith. Hang on. That was close. A great race in front of us, looks like. We're on board with Langridge again. That's looking back to Oliver Allwood. Blackwell Chambers is in behind him. Oh, and there goes Sam Smith. We've got him on the drop down Hollywood through the crane of curves. And now Sam Smith's got to try and keep Oliver Allwood at bay. Allwood gets through. And now Blackwell Chambers is going to come through into the chicane, into the old hairpin. Has he got him? Smith drifts out wide. Blackwell Chambers lets the car run round the outside. And the two championship contenders are side by side, up towards Schwartz Curve. Blackwell Chambers trying to race for his bacon, saving it at the moment. Up the inside, he gets through and Trott gets through. Wow, this championship keeps changing. And oh, Blackwell Chambers chops across on Trott to stop him coming through. There was definitely contact. And now Sam Smith's trying to come around the outside of Blackwell Chambers. Foden is now going to get through around the outside of Trott. Trott's going to get back to the inside line. And again, the championship contenders are side by side as Short leads the way, trying to break the toe of Langridge and Allwood. And the two title contenders are side by side. Trott's now going to try and get up the inside of both of them with assistance in the slipstream from Tolley, who gets up the inside of one, gets past Smith, but not Blackwell Chambers. But Trott's got past them all, and he's in a fourth position. Great move from Brian Trott. So Brian is now in a fourth position. That might be his best move of the season. Really exciting run there. And now Sam Smith squabbling all over the back of Martin Tolley. I don't want to battle with you, mate. I want to get back past and get onto the back of Will. So can he get him on the undercut? It's a good run from Smith. Steve Foden's looking very close. I wonder if there's a problem for Sam Smith that still deviates back to the problems he had at the end of race 2. Because the car is not quite as well as it was, and he's ended up nerfing the door of Tolley. Martin's got to try and stay out of the gravel. He runs onto the grass. Wow, Martin saved that one. He gets back on the circuit, but I don't think Martin's going to be too happy about that one. That's a chance of winning the Masters race for the last time this year against Brian Trott. Well and truly scuppered for the moment. Trott is still there in fourth. Blackwell Chambers in fifth position. He's all over the back of him. Blackwell Chambers in the draft of Brian Trott as they come up to Coppice Corner. They're going to want to turn into the braking zone. He's got into the back of him. There's car. Oil down. Oil down. Everybody's gone off. Langridge is off. Allwood is off. Sam Smith is off in the gravel trap as well. Look, there's cars going everywhere. They're all missing their braking point. They can't slow down for Coppice. We're on board with Langridge. That is Smith and Allwood. Both off. Foden is off. Blackwell Chambers has hit the barriers, but he has kept going. I think this race is going to have to be stopped. Yes, red flags. The race is stopped. Look at it. Cars everywhere. That's Tolley. That's Hansey. That is Josh Brent, Jake Stiles, Sebastian Fischer. But crucially, Sam Smith is in there. He has not got started again. Blackwell Chambers has. He'll take the restart. Disaster from that red flag means that there's only a handful of cars at the front end of the field who are going to be able to take up the restart. And this is absolutely heaven sent for Will Blackwell Chambers, who did get himself out of the gravel. Ben Short is alongside him on the starting grid at the front end of the field, but the disaster is that Sam Smith is not going to be able to take up the restart. If Blackwell Chambers finishes top 3, he will retain his title. What a dramatic state of affairs as we get going once again on the restart. Short is going to try and protect. Oh, and Trott has run Jason Greatrax out of road there. Onto the grass gets Jason, and he will tumble to the back of the field. Disaster for Jason Greatrax. So now he's got to go right back to the tail of the field and do it all over again. But Ben Short leads, Blackwell Chambers and Steve Foden. Wow, what a dramatic race this is turning into already. We've had the red flag. Cars off everywhere due to the oil dropped at Coppice. Absolute disaster for everybody, but there's a race to be run as Muggleston makes his way up the inside of Mike Comber. There's not a lot of room for both of them, but They managed to get that one sorted out behind these three. Pollard battling away with the 54 in there as they race for position. That is, of course, a great little tussle going on between the 54 of Marcus Bailey, and he's battling away. Sorry, I'm still trying to get my handle on this situation that now presents itself. This is where they all went off. You can see that the oil dust has been laid down. That's where everybody went straight on. Still a couple of them very nearly going off. Jason Graytrex being one of them. They just about get away, but Ben Short is your leader. Steve Foden now getting up the inside of Will Blackwell Chambers, and Brian Trott trying to come through into third position as well. Puff of brake dust from Blackwell Chambers as he's there in third position. Well, all of a sudden, Sam Smith's chances of winning the title, which were looking pretty much a dead cert earlier on in the first start of the race, are now looking AWOL. Blackwell Chambers, all he needs to do is have a reasonably good run, and it's game over. Brian Trott, though, coming around the outside of Blackwell Chambers. Is he going to get that done? No, he's not. Blackwell Chambers defends nicely to the inside. Brian Trott goes a bit deep, and that could be fourth place lost as up the inside. A beautiful run there from Adam Craig gets him into P4. This is how many cars we've got left in the race. The top five are not necessarily the top five we had from earlier on. Foden's now second. Craig is now in P4. We've lost so many of the big names. Langridge is gone. Allwood is gone. Sam Smith is gone. It's only really Short, Blackwell Chambers and Trott from the original top five who are still in the race. So a very strange scenario for the season finale, as that looked to be like Mike Comber trying to get himself up into sixth position. What a fight back this is from Mike, having had an engine blowing qualifying, don't forget. He's now charging his way through. Let's look back. I think that is Mike Comber. Yes, it is. Well, he finds himself all of a sudden in sixth position. One man's heartache is another man's joy, but Mike Comber will be bitterly gutted for Sam Smith in the gravel trap up at Coppice. Blackwell Chambers, though, has a title to win, and this is the only chance he's going to get to do it. Down the straight. He's got to finish in a decent position. If he DNFs now, in the same way Sam Smith has, then Smith will be the champion. So Blackwell Chambers has to get a decent result on the board. Third position would be enough. There's a long way still to go. Several laps of this 1.97 mile circuit still to run. And Ben Short has got a big lead up front. Foden in second. Blackwell Chambers is third. Fourth position for Adam Craig. Fifth for Brian Trott. Down towards the old hairpin again. Now Blackwell Chambers, if he's sensible, he'll work with Foden, who he knows he's slightly quicker than, to get him onto the tail of Short. But he may run out of time, because if Foden keeps making mistakes like that one out of the old hairpin, he may not be able to do that. So here he goes. Blackwell Chambers has realised, I'm losing too much time. I've got to go for it. Up the inside of McLean's. There's not a lot of room. Blackwell Chambers can't get the move done. He needs to get on with this. Trott, meanwhile, makes the move on the inside of Adam Craig, and he gets through into Coppice. So up into P4 goes Brian Trott. Down the back straight again. Ben Short, determined to get a victory out of this last race of the season. Foden in second, Blackwell Chambers is third. Foden trying to break the toe of Blackwell Chambers, but it's okay because Brian Trott's gone with him. So he's still close enough to challenge into Redgate this time around. They come off the chicane, and Blackwell Chambers has got a good run on Foden. Here he comes. Now, where is Foden going to send him? Is he going to send him the long way round, or is he going to give him enough space to go for the inside line? Blackwell Chambers is staying with him. He darts for the inside! He knows he's got to try. Foden's going to move to cover. Will he get him on the switchback? Foden trying to get the car stopped. Whoa, Steve, that's never going to work. And now Blackwell Chambers is going to get through, but Brian Trott's got through as well. Brian Trott through past both of them in a second. I thought that move he did up at the top of the hill was a good one, but this is even better. Up into second place for Brian Trott. So Trott second, Blackwell Chambers third now from Foden and Craig. Then we look back, that is Mike Comber in sixth position. So Brian Trott has got Blackwell Chambers breathing down his neck as they go sweeping up the hill once again. Into the braking zone for the right-hander. What a dramatic case of affairs this race has become now. Absolutely amazing. Jason Graytrex down at the back of the field. Allwood out. Langridge out. And of course Sam Smith out as well. The championship leader coming into this race. But this man, the number one, the blue machine, Will Blackwell Chambers, the reigning champion, looks good at the moment to retain his title. All he's got to do is stay where he is, but he's got a very tough job in front of him because he's got these two, one in front and one behind, Brian Trott in second and Steve Foden in fourth, and they are giving him a real run for his money. Who'd have thought it had ended like this in the final race of the season with so much drama and intrigue? They're running out of laps, they're running out of time, and Sam Smith, very frustrated on the sidelines, is going to be so disappointed, so gutted. And to be fair, Blackwell Chambers loves the competition of fighting for a championship wheel-to-wheel with his opponents. He would not want to win the title like this, but his attitude is going to be very simple. Well, you've got to take your wins where you can. And considering how off the pace he has been all weekend, he'll be absolutely elated that he could still walk away with the title. But I think there's going to be a little bit of him that will just be a little bit cheated almost from a great battle to the flag. He will have wanted to give it all guns blazing to the flag. This way, all he needs is a top three finish and the job is done. But there is Brian Trott in second, and that's his current target, that's his current objective. He needs to get that one sorted. Ben Short looks like he's going to get the final race win of the season. He's got enough of a gap to be comfortable with time running down. It looks okay to me for Ben Short to win this one. However, Blackwell Chambers is not out of the war zone yet. Steve Foden is still there to his right-hand side, and Foden's going to commit to the move, no problem. So up the inside, Foden will take third place off Will Blackwell Chambers. Thank you very much, mate. That's my third place now. You don't need to be on the podium to win the championship. But Blackwell Chambers is now in trouble from Adam Craig as well. Craig is going to come at him from the left-hand side. So they come down the straight again. And Blackwell Chambers may need to pass Foden just to ward off Adam Craig into Redgate. They continue on with at least 2 more laps in the can. I'm not sure they'll get more than 2, but there's going to be a very intriguing end to this race no matter what happens. Brian Trott is disappearing out in front in second position. This is great news for Brian. So here is Foden in third place, ahead of Will Blackwell Chambers in fourth. Adam Craig in fifth position. Blackwell Chambers trying to get the hurry up to Steve Foden. Come on, either speed up or get out of my way. I've got a championship to win, bucko. Come through the left-hander at Schwantz. Up the hill again to the right-hander at McLean's. Back on the power. We're on board with Clive Chisnell in the midfield. That's not the racetrack. That's the curb. And to our right side, we're going to see a sweeper. Nice move there from Oliver Graham. He sweeps around the outside. Oh, and there's Nick Ledoyen as well. Hang on, I think Rafael Dragic wants to get on the action as well. Ledoyen goes up the inside of Graham. Rafael Dragic is going to come up the inside of Chisnell and might even get a run on Oliver Graham. And look back, we've got Jenkins and Muggleston scrapping away as well. Dragic is going to try and get the moves on the inside of Oliver Graham. That's not going to happen. They're having a great final race of the season. Never before have I watched club racing and thought, I wonder how much trouble I'd really get if I got my arts license and rented a Mazda MX-5 racing car. This is brilliant. I'd love to do this. If I wasn't a loudmouth, I'd probably give it a go. Into the chicane. Ledoyen still in front of Oliver Graham, and Rafael Dragic is right in behind him. They come down the straight once again. Oliver Graham running well in behind Nick Ledoyen. They're on the last lap, the leaders already. Brian Trott's lost a bit of ground to the 3 cars behind. That's interesting. So maybe there's a chance of a second place finish for Foden, and I think he's aware of that. Will Blackwell Chambers still running well up front. If Will Blackwell Chambers and Foden can work together, they might just be able to outhaul Brian Trott. They've got plenty of momentum out of the old hairpin. They're working together. Foden's going to commit round the outside of Schwantz and tucks in for the inside line at the top of the hill. He's through in a second. Blackwell Chambers is through in a third. Is he? Not quite. Brian Trott is still there. Will, if I were you, I'd settle for a 4th place finish. You've got to bring it home. Don't forget, the podium's not as important as wrapping up the championship. Up front, Ben Short is going to get the victory. No problem at all. There he is as he goes down the back straight. Foden is second, Trott is third, and I have a feeling it's going to end that way unless Craig can get back past Will Blackwell Chambers. But into the final turn, Ben Short has already gone through the chicane. He gets the final race win of the season. Ben Short is victorious from Steve Foden and Brian Trott, but Will Blackwell Chambers is champion again, back to back, in the Mazda MX-5 Championship 2018 in the most dramatic circumstances possible. Absolutely unbelievable. He can't quite take in what he has achieved here. Blackwell Chambers back-to-back British champion. Totally not the way he might have wanted to win it, but he is back-to-back champion. Here's the results. Ben Short from Stephen Foden and Brian Trott. That's the last podium of the year. Blackwell Chambers 4th, and that's enough to be champion. Craig, Comber, Pollard, Bailey, Moody and Blixt in the top 10. Then it is Scott Leach from Jason Greatrex, Bryn Griffiths and Adrian Burge. Charlie Rolls, Nick Ledoyen, Oliver Graham, Rafael Dragic and Charles Muggleston are the only other finishers. Chisnell and Jenkins out, and these are the ones who were taken off in the red flag. Styles, Langridge, Tolley, Smith, Allwood, Fisher, Brewer, Hansey, Brent, and incredibly as well, Charlie Burge. None of them made the restart, and that gave Will Blackwell Chambers what he needed to charge forward and become back-to-back 2018 BRSCC Mazda MX-5 champion. There's the final result. Smith is second in the standings from Brian Trott, who moves up to third, from John Langridge, Oliver Allwood, and Mike Comber.
Will Blackwell Chambers, 2018 BRSCC Mazda MX-5 champion. Back-to-back champion as well, but that's probably not how you wanted to win it.
Not how I wanted to win it, but a win's a win, and I'll take it any way I can. Massive thanks to my dad for helping, putting the car out all year. Big thanks to MCR for getting us here. Big thanks to my brother, competition suppliers at Silverstone, for helping us out all throughout the year. Yeah, as I said, not exactly how I thought I was going to win it, but I'll take it any which way.
Exactly, you are the champion, and that's probably going to take a little bit of a while to sink in. Tough racing this year as well.
The racing's been incredibly close. To be honest, I didn't think it was going to happen this weekend. We didn't have the pace. Sam definitely had the edge over me, and he was pulling out the points exactly when I didn't need him to. But I mean, it's nice. We're both in the same stable. It's great that it's still an MCR car on top, but the fact we've done it, it's magic.
Well, congratulations once again, Will. We look forward to seeing you racing next season.
Cheers.